Good morning, everyone. I'm not late. I'm not late. I'm not late. I'm not late. I promise. I'm here. I'm here. Meet him. I forgot my spoon. Oh no, I didn't. I didn't. The spoon's in the bowl. Oh my god. I'm trying to eat my cereal. Got my all brand breakfast again. Oh god. Why is my ONX not working? It says I'm in the queue and I'm first. There we go. Captain Crunch. I don't know if we have Captain Crunch here. Hi, Daniel. All brand. Always all brand. Might go to the supermarket today and get some blueberries and add it. Alright, loading into the game. Oh, you did not. Oh, that was a really bad idea. See, as a kid, I pulled all-nighters when I was obsessed with playing Skyrim. And, like, I mean, my mum would work night shift, right? And I'd see the sun coming up, and then I'd see my mum pulling into the driveway, and I was like, shit, fuck, and I'd, like, quickly turn the game off and, like, fall asleep, pretend I was asleep on the couch. I slept an all-nighter. What's that? I want to do that. Don't worry, Daniel. When you get older, you realize that sleep is absolutely a gift from God. Sleep is amazing. Just chilling. As you can see, I wasn't prepared for this shit. I woke up and I was like, fuck. It's Academy Day. I sleep at every opportunity too. Honestly, if I'm sitting on my couch, I'm like, straight to sleep. Alright. I guarantee you the cat's gonna try and, like, drink this milk. I'd say, like I'm enjoying this shit. No. Like, I see a cat. It's like fucking 5 o'clock in the morning, man. Guys are lucky I'm even awake right now. I didn't get to sleep until like 11:30 last night. I'll just teleport my ass there, okay? Alright. I'm just gonna do my admin-y dev stuff. I can probably show you guys. It's not really an issue. Woo! Let's fucking go! We need to get there. Loving the jumper. I actually got this in South Korea. Wait, where's the Mantis building? Oh, it's over here. Oh, no one's here. Don't see anyone. Oh man, honestly, I usually go to bed at like 9. Duty on. Oh my lord, what is going on in my pockets? Shit away. In another way, from another point. Oh lord, just get rid of all this shit, honestly. Alright, I need my pockets open for other stuff. Outfits. Highway patrol. It doesn't matter who we go as because it's an OOC thing, so we're going to be talking OOC, so I'm not going to be talking as Fox, so it's going to be kind of weird. Alright. Always forget where DPPD is. Where's the armory? Because I'm lost. I can't remember. I can't remember where shit is in here. Why is it so fucking fast? Holy shit. I think it's in here, yeah. I could just teleport, but... Oh, it's over here. Casey's the strangest one? Yeah. I would say so.
Probably happen. And that's what happens to a lot of cops is they go into the court role play and they say, okay, well here's what probably happened because we've all been role playing these same carjackings for the last 6 months, so we know how it works. You still have to prove it beyond
I need to
reasonable
change my
doubt every time.
outfit.
You have to like hit all of those check boxes, like show that there's no reasonable alternatives that could have been met.
There we go.
And you have to treat each situation in a unique light. You can't expect every DOJ roleplayer or every judge roleplayer or even every criminal roleplayer to fully understand the depth of the argument that you're trying to make. So yeah, once it hits the court stage, you're supposed to be at that 90 to 95% certainty. For the sake of your own sanity and the sanity of the other role, probably don't push the charges until you're pretty confident that you're kind of in that bracket anyway.
What's
like
this?
Once you're in that 80 to 90%, you know,
Academy!
range. Because I guarantee you, if you
Yeah.
go around pushing a bunch of
Might be like
fucking
another car, you know, definitely
warrants on, you know, 60% probable cause, they probably did it stuff, you're going to get dragged into court, you're going to make yourself miserable, and you're going to take a bunch of fucking L's, and you're eventually going to be OOC tilted about it. So, Ayub, do you have anything to add to that? To that bullet point?
Judges are people too.
That's the next one.
Drive up it. You got enough speed.
That's the third one. That's the next slide.
Fucking time do you call this?
Yep.
Let's ask you at the end.
Did you just say?
Here too.
Okay, bench trials.
Yeah.
There is like there's
Bench
an
difficult, but you
document on
can't.
how bench trials work. It's kind of like
Got
a
it.
flow sheet.
That's
that I'm
what
pretty sure
the
AU
people on
made
the
/ Van Dorst
motorbikes
made.
do.
Uh,
If you ever chase people with
but
motorbikes, that's
for-
Well, it's because they have BF 400s. We can't do that with a PD
bench
bike.
trials are
Oh, she
supposed
got
to
shot in
be
the head at a
fast.
traffic
Smile.
stop.
It's
I
not
found
supposed
out
to
you
be
can.
a
It's hard,
bench
though.
trial for 2 hours, and then we had an
Oh,
hour and a
interesting.
half long bench trial, and then the
Watched
judge
somebody do it
deliberated for
before.
3 hours, and now it's 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'm cranky and I want to go to
The
bed.
man killed one of the bikes.
The entire intention of the bench trial system is to provide a system
Feels like
right
it's
then
gonna be
and
nice
there
to do.
where you can just kind of go in, get the quick court role play out of the way, and just be done with it. So a couple of bullet
Give me a
points for
BMW
how our bench
adventure
trial
bike,
system
man.
works. Not every officer has to be there. The primary arresting officer needs to be there, and any officer who like witnessed something super special, like if you're the one who saw the person breaking into the car or whatever, you need to be there.
What'd you say?
Your 3 parallel units can fuck off and go back
What'd you
out on patrol. All that we need those people to do is write a statement.
Is this Eleanor?
Yeah, why?
Okay, I could. You
bench trials are
did
not
this
going to
one.
have openings. They're not going to have closings.
I just want you to know I made
Objections are going to be
my
pretty
channel
minimal
because I'm
unless,
collecting Ellie's.
unless Franklin DuPont
His
is
name
there throwing
Ellie
his
is
typical
getting
Oh my
objection
god,
bullshit
I'm so
around.
The
honored.
hell?
So
Yeah.
honored. Thank you so much.
So
So if
so
you know
much.
any other
Appreciate it.
Ellies, if you know any
I
other
do.
Ellies, I'm
I'm so
collecting
good
them.
at
I have
my
like
actually.
4 now.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll think about
I got
it.
like 4.
I actually think
Yeah.
there's one.
The big
important.
frustrating part about bench trials
So many kiki
is that all
faces,
of that evidence and all of those
including
statements
you.
need to be
Yeah.
entered before you start.
What?
Now,
Yeah.
part of today's
Is
lessons
it the
is going to be
glasses
talking
and the
about
hat that's
how
keeping
brief
me
those statements
alive?
can be. You don't need to write
Fuck.
Black hair.
goddamn Moby Dick every time that you're writing about a carjacking. We don't need 6 paragraphs. We need bullet points saying what the articulable
It's
suspicion
so
and the
strange
probable
not
cause
talking
was.
in character.
We don't need you describing what the weather was like, or that it was a fair and sunny day, or what you had for fucking breakfast. It doesn't have to be a full-on narrative statement. Get it in there quickly so that you can get back out on patrol. That's basically how it works. We also do narrative testimony. That means that you don't have to do the cool Law and Order thing where you go up and do back and forth questions to each other. A cop
That's
or
better,
a
that's
witness
better.
can literally just get on the stand, say what happened,
What'd you do?
and
No.
go on with their lives.
Flew far away, took off my jacket, and came back.
So yeah,
But
I
now
mean,
they're-
basically,
they're all
don't put
fucked up.
they're
too
all
much
fucked. They are, like,
stress on
super
that.
fucked.
Uh,
They're all
fucked
geeky
up.
because the
faces.
system is intended to move relatively quickly, and it's intended to be a situation where the judge can kind of look at the facts and like just ascertain what happened. So, hey, can you put the next slide up?
Wait, before bench trials. Don't if you feel like if you want to go, like if you've got an actual something you want to go to. Don't feel like you
Who's
need to be
shooting
forced to
what?
stay on the server to attend a bench trial. That's stuff that you can put in the bench trial request on Discord. And hey, judges, we're role players, we understand.
Holy
Actually,
mother
if
of God,
that
this is
goes
a
out
lot
there,
of
consider
people.
that fact, a judge
There's
might
only
ask you
3
to
people on
to
duty
call
right
to
now.
actually explain your reasoning, or a judge might take a look at the bench. It's like one of those judges could say, you know what, it's
Where
fine,
am
we'll
I?
leave it later."
Oh, there I am.
I'm gonna put the other slide up.
Flip side of that, don't be a fucker who logs in from home while you're doing work from home bullshit to arrest somebody and then go, oopsie, don't have time because I have to go back to my other obligations.
Yes,
It goes both ways.
So much kinky face, it's unreal. Did you see this clip? Let me watch it.
Honestly, one of my most solid pieces of advice, start going
let's
42
watch
20
it.
minutes before you want to go to bed.
I think we did. Let me.
I thought, did you change it?
I had spice.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, I mean, kind of the crux of things, though, like, at the end of the day, remember,
my
court
God.
roleplay is still roleplay. It's just like a pursuit. It's just like an arrest situation. It's just like anything else. It has nothing to do with winning. It has nothing to do with getting a W.
Look at him
You're gonna lose
losing
court
his
cases.
shit.
You're gonna lose bench trials.
The laugh.
Our judge role players, some of, especially you on your cop character now that you've said that.
I love that XCOM does the
people
rocking
who are
ball
judges, where
laugh.
they're occasionally going to get things quote unquote wrong. That's going to happen. I encourage conflict with the DOJ system because the DOJ system is fueled by blood and conflict and sweat. Hell, Bundy does the hashtag fuck the DOJ thing harder than just about anybody.
Did you tell you fuck my Simmons? No, what's
But
wrong with
don't
it?
put too much pressure on the
No
outcomes
VR?
of situations.
This is
because if you
VR,
put too much pressure on
maybe,
the outcomes
maybe.
of situations, regardless of how things turn out, 50% of the time
Cat's
you're
sleeping
gonna
by
walk
the
away
door right now. It's very
disappointed.
cute.
So yeah.
Oh, don't let me forget my cup of tea.
For that Eve.
Fuck, I love a good cup of tea. I went for a run yesterday again. I downloaded the Strava app as well. I see people like to keep track of their runs with like that app. I don't think I'm gonna subscribe to it. I'm just gonna do whatever. The basic shit. But I downloaded a Strava app and I did like a 30-minute walk, jog, walk, mostly walking because my shins are so bad. I do the seagull so bad. But I went there, I did over 2 kilometers, I walked over 2 kilometers / jog, and I honestly feel like it feels so much better than going to the gym, like on the treadmill at the gym. Because, you know, you're running around the neighborhood, and oh my god, you know one thing? The best thing about it is the smell. There are so many nice you're running past people's houses in the evening, right? And people are cooking their dinners. So one house I ran past, I got like a whiff of barbecue. Another one I ran past, it was like, I was like, someone was cooking like Indian food or something. It was so nice. I was like, oh, you don't get this smell at the gym.
And also to like better your experiences.
Oh yeah. That's all I got.
DOJ questions? No, no DOJ questions.
5:30, 7:30.
Am I supposed to field questions? Is that part of this?
Nice. No, you can field questions later.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we are going to be changing venues, but we're also going to take a like 5-ish minutes while we change venues. So in your F1 wheel, you should have return to spawn option. We're actually going to go to Sandy Shores for the next probably about 30 minutes. So TP to Sandy Shores. You've got about the next 5 minutes to yourself. We're going to resume at Sandy at 25 minutes past the hour. So you got 5 minutes. Yeah, that. Training return to spawn. Go to Sandy Shores.
That's good.
I don't know who any of you are.
It's not a hot
You all have a kiki face.
I'm sorry, I can't go to the 78.
I can't see your face.
I'm responding to a house robbery.
Nobody has geeky face for me. No, never mind.
Is that? What the fuck is this?
Cascadian.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
What's up, Kiki? How you doing? Danny face.
I'm just sitting here sending Airbnbs to Jet.
Wait, are we going to
for
Sandy?
TwitchCon, but she's not responding to me. So, I don't know. You want to see him?
F1 menu. The F1 menu's way faster.
Take me.
You still with me?
Oh my God! What did you do to us?
We're going for a fly. We're going to Sandy. I actually don't know where the Sandy spawn is.
I'm taking a break.
Hello.
I'm very burned out.
Hey, we made it.
No, I'm
We made it.
I'll let you know I missed you.
What's up?
What's up? This doesn't feel right. I should be speaking in a really, really monotone voice and getting really angry at
no,
everyone.
you shouldn't. It's okay, it's
You should be doing
It
Robin
just
voice.
doesn't fit. No, I didn't
Do
come in
Robin
here.
voice.
I didn't come in
didn't
here
wanna
as
give you a
Robin
hug
because I
back.
didn't want to
Well,
ruin
it's
Robin's
OOC.
immersion.
It's
I know, but it
OOC.
ruins their immersion. Can you imagine me standing here as Robin
I love you.
and going,
Mwah.
"Oh my god,
You ruined my immersion at TwitchCon when you did the voice at the bar.
give me a
I'm
whiskey
dead. I
and
hate
coke."
both of you.
I
Yeah,
fucking love Fox. I just want you to know.
I fucking hate her. She's miserable.
I love her too.
Please, she's funny as hell.
People fucking hate her, man. She's a miserable kind of bitch.
When
Dragon
people say
thinks it's
Fox, it kind of
violence.
fucks with me.
Oh
Especially
yeah,
with,
every time I hear it, I'm like, are they talking about the other fox or me?
You talking about me?
Yeah.
You talking about me?
There's so many foxes.
I'm Foxy.
Oh shit. There's so many kiki faces. Cass, can you please take your
believe.
shirt off in a respectful way?
My God.
I mean, if it's respectful.
See if it put it back on. Is it gonna work?
I don't know. I know.
No, it didn't. Fuck.
Thankfully.
Get it to where it's not as tight.
I can change to Robin, but I just it fucks her face up sometimes. Like if I
Just
change
fucking
to, if
say,
I put
I'm here.
if I put Robin's like paired now, let me see. Hang on.
I'm dead.
Let me get Robin's paired.
I'm gonna say, I'm here, bitches.
I fucking love the Harold.
Fuck.
I fucking love Miles and Harold voice.
Fuck.
Yeah, to the Harold over there.
I mean,
You're here.
wow!
big ass gun.
That's a fucking huge gun. I don't.
Got
This
him.
doesn't feel right. This feels wrong.
Hello,
Oh my god.
God.
Hi,
Jesus.
Harold. How are you today?
Robin Steele.
Hello.
This is breaking my brain.
This
okay.
is really fucking.
Who is that?
funny.
Who is
Gabriel
that?
Lance?
This is
Did
almost
you
as
like
bad
your
as
Salem accent?
it's
What?
almost as
I
bad
know.
as
I went up on the microphone. I was like, "All right, it's me, miles away, and I play Harold."
I should have come in as Sadie, but I was. It was like 5 in the
Jim
fucking
Whitman.
morning, man.
And I play a couple of other characters on ONX, but everybody started shooting at me because I just read every character I've ever created, and it's 26 characters.
Oh my god. I wish I was there. 'Cause I
There's
would've
no
loved
actually
being
thought you were
Sadie. Well, yeah, good day, can't see going.
By Brandon Smith, Clark Norris, Eduardo Dorans, Dale
the builder.
Johnson, Maxwell Sokotansky, Raymondo Kinson, James Heed, Beer Fries. I've also got John Allen, Whitley Booth.
Oh, that's great. That's
I've done a character with a
Whitley.
Australian accent. I really need to.
I don't
Jesus
remember the
fucking
names.
Christ.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ,
I do
mate.
not remember those characters' names. I had to go on my
Well, yeah, you're
profile.
full of
And, like,
wiki. So,
Yeah, there's always a couple who love
my
that.
profile and copy and pasted the whole list.
For like a horse. So fast car, no
This
lost
feels
car.
wrong.
Christ.
Hey El, I know Jet's gonna ghost me again for TwitchCon this year. Are we gonna do a big fuck off party house or what?
I think everyone's just gonna get so many fucking houses.
I actually am.
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Whoa!
Is that a leak? Is that a leak?
Cruise? Oh my god. Air one. No. Yeah, that's a good excuse.
The fucking huge guns. That's so funny.
Why teleport when you can fly?
Exactly what I said.
Walk up everything.
Huh?
Fuck inside of that to each other.
I don't know
I'm
who.
hearing like half of what you're saying.
I don't know who anyone
Did
is.
Voice walk inside of the helicopter?
Yes, yes, it worked. It worked. Yes.
Oh.
Who the fuck is this?
Aiming at the tail rotor.
Cool. So, didn't die first time flying that. Pretty good. Pretty good.
Oh, it's snow. I couldn't fucking tell, man. You got kiki face.
Way too early.
Yep.
Never not funny.
Fucking fuck you. Fucking stood up. I fucking hate you.
He does. He still has God mode on.
You gotta drop her off in the street.
This
Should've
is
done
so
it.
strange. I don't like it. It's so weird.
Buddy. Look at him.
Oh my lord.
Where's Jet at? Gotta find Jet.
Draw.
Gun.
Go.
Nice.
This is gritty.
So fucking stupid.
Hey. My vape's breaking.
Crazy.
Do it.
Oh my god, it's mad.
Me next. Shoot her next.
That's
an ugly ass rifle.
Oh my god.
This is supposed to be a peaceful training session, guys. Stop it.
I can have bombs and not get fired for it.
Throw it in the
This is pure madness.
Did this?
Get up.
See you on the fucking forums, kid.
All right, everyone, back to the back of the screen over this way, in the back of the parking lot. Everyone to the parking
The
lot.
longer you take to do it, the longer this takes.
The
Hurry
parking
up,
lot. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Hurry up. Move it. Move it. Move it. Go. 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 Go.
Gotta get to the screen over there.
I don't like it. I don't like being Robin.
Look at the screen.
I don't like being Robin right now. This is so strange. Who the fuck just parachuted in?
This way. 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 Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Come.
Over the wall. Hurry up.
I'm not paying for an international call.
It is. This is. Yeah, don't.
It's an
this
800
is
number.
real.
It's
Please
real.
don't.
This is real.
Please don't.
Oh, that is actual.
This is real.
I need Fox, but yeah, I don't. Robin just doesn't feel right.
There you are.
This is
Let me
not.
see if I can get
this
Fox
is
back.
not the first time I've seen someone.
I'm sure if you lived through that.
No, I crashed into the freaking building.
Here, did you miss
Oh
me?
lord.
Here, what are you doing here, dude?
I'm standing around people. So.
I didn't see you here earlier.
Yeah, I look like myself now. Dude, that's for crashing into the building.
Doesn't feel right.
Yeah, fuck it.
It's the only Jason I have for Fox.
So yes.
Mantis, where are you?
I just can't hear you.
Yeah, I'll roll by mission room.
I can't even explain where it came from. I'm gonna be honest.
I'm gonna
Check this out.
One day we were doubled up, and I was like, no.
This is supposed to be Mantis time.
Damn, son.
I am 100% aware. Where's
Hey, we're starting the module in 1 minute. Can everybody start huddling around the screen? If you're on the other side, just start coming down.
Look at muscles so big as Victor's shirt.
The phenomenal day of the academy.
I don't like how tight these shirts are. I don't.
Isn't that good for some characters? Great for stubble. Doesn't work with
One
Harold.
time I went back to work after Sunday and I said hello to my boss, like Fauna, and I was like,
This freaking fit you have on Harold right now is so weird.
Fucking Jack.
Harold's fucking ripped, my guy.
Don't talk to me,
you're super ripped now.
I will tear your head off your skull, you fucking rat.
Jesus.
Microdosing creatine for the last 6
Hello.
months.
Hello. Oh my gosh, is that extra? Is that
Rip someone's fucking face right off.
I suppose.
We're caught now, sick.
Anybody better stop this.
Wait for the Ricky Lee Lopez and Macaro crime arm.
I don't have my disruption on stage. I can't sneeze.
Mantis, has anyone located the Mantis? Please report them to the customer service, please. Thank you.
I see him. There he is. What's up, Devin?
Fucking.
What'd you say?
Authority of non-compliant traffic.
Just can't make it today, sadly.
What'd you say?
I'm so glad I broke your ankles yesterday. You chased me down that goddamn highway, asshole.
That wasn't me.
on the server, so.
It was you.
Nope. No one broke my ankles yesterday, motherfucker.
Hey, people. If you're a cadet, move to the
Yeah,
front.
that's right.
Bruce's ankles, I don't know.
Yeah, that's
Academy,
right.
move
That's
to the
right.
front. Don't just stand in
Okay,
the
I'm gonna
back.
break your
Never break my
ankles just
ankles.
even more now.
Move in, move
So
in. Don't
please,
be
angry
afraid to
dad
close.
is just OC.
Stationary officers now.
You can tell the angry dad part.
Just because.
What does that mean?
I'm gonna cut off your balls and shove them out your ass. The next time you shit over your balls. How about that?
God.
Wow.
Shit.
Sorry.
I'll cut your tongue out and feed him to my cat.
My God.
Okay. Has it been 5 minutes?
in like 10.
Okay. All right, everybody, shut up.
The eye patch, I took it off for the
Who are
VR.
you?
This is so weird.
Hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I don't like this. This is
okay, so
weird.
I'm going to touch on a couple things. They're not in the slides exactly before our Metzger comes up here and explains how to be a cop, basically. But I want to talk a little bit about something going forward. Like I said, there is a meeting on Tuesday where this will be explained probably a little more to everybody. However, you guys are here, so we might as well talk about it a little bit. And that's going to be kind of a change in type of attitude and philosophy in how we're going to police, how you look at policing. Some people are used to it. Some people don't have to change. Some people will. Some people will take some adjustment. We want everybody to be to have a good time, and obviously things could kick up very quickly soon, and you might be overwhelmed. And I just obviously I've been telling everybody else this during these changes and it goes for you guys is quality over quantity. And what that means for you guys is it's the quality of whatever interaction or
milk out of
scenario
my
you're
cereal
in
bowl
versus going to 30 calls, right? So you always want to prioritize that over, maybe leaving one, do something else, unless, the RP says you have to. But in general, always going to be quality over quantity.
I called it. I fucking called it. I call it every time. You're gonna get in that bowl.
Hold on, I have notes.
Just making the really high pitched noise.
Okay. All right, I got it. All right, so after these talks, we're going to be splitting up into groups and actually doing stuff. I want you guys to know one of the focuses of this is going to be the interaction portion of the scenarios that you do. How you approach people, how you start an interaction, how you want to continue the RP, how you want to escalate or de-escalate, considerations, stuff like that. People with a lot of experience, that's some of the people that known me a long time and help me with academies will be able to help a lot too. And they'll help you maybe feel a little more comfortable, especially if you're new, when you're starting the interactions. Now, the other part of it is kind of ending the interactions, I guess.
What group I'm with.
And how to deal with different situations, the options, the decisions you can make, the different things you can accomplish during an interaction, all that good stuff. So that part is also going to be very important. So it's not just knowing what RS and PC is, which is very important, but it's going to be the interactions. Those are going to be something we're going to focus a lot on over the next few weeks. It's going to be one of the big talking points at the meeting on Tuesday, and it's going to be kind of a bit of a philosophy going forward. And some of the things I've noticed over the past couple months, I've noticed some issues, and I think we can tackle them and
just a few
and fix them, and we can fix a lot of them probably through us. Now, don't forget,
just
as
being
a cop,
together.
You are a whitelisted, invite-only position, right? You have a bit of a higher standard than just the normal criminal, right? Or the normal civilian who's just starting out on the server. You have a responsibility because you hold a lot of power.
Yeah, it's a huge
with
training.
The tools we have,
huge.
To kind of
There's
decide
like
the fate or the enjoyment a lot of the times
on duty right now?
of the other people. You always got to keep that in mind.
Here.
But usually, if you're having fun, they'll have fun. Unless you're a sicko fucko, then maybe that's a little different. But then you'll probably get
academy,
smacked
but kind of sad I couldn't do mountain runs today. Oh, that's right. It was
processing
fucking pissing
before
down
we
the
go
rain
on.
earlier. Middle of the night,
I
woke
just
me
want to
up.
make a quick thing because Occam's talked about it a little bit. MDW and processing. We're going to focus on getting that a lot quicker. And when I say a lot quicker, I say probably within 30 minutes of bringing them down in the cells. That's kind of not
it was like 4 a.m.
But
it
in
was
general,
really loud.
Okay. And
It's
one
gonna
way
be rainy
that I
for us of the
wanna help
day
you
because that
guys
kind of sucks. So I'm just going for a
was
drive
he said
today.
something about MDW.
I think it's like
reports.
showers on and off
You're
today.
struggling, or you like to write a lot for just standard stuff that's not a deeply involved, a long-term investigation or something that's not just a.
Basically, what they want to
crime.
do is they
If
want
you're
to
struggling
like dumb
to shorten
down
it,
narrative
use bullet
debriefs.
points.
It's really fucking annoying that
Think
people have
of
to be like,
every
on this
scenario
date, I chased them through this
as
area, they were in
a
this car, but you know what?
chronologically in chronological
Give them
order.
a description of what they
What
were,
was the crime
the
that
vehicle they were
started
in,
it?
they evaded,
What was the what
they were at a
happened
store
after that?
robbery, it ended up
did
here.
if they ran, reckless drove, talk about that. How did they reckless drive? They rode on the sidewalk, hit a dog, and then you could do, they turned around and shot 3 cops in the head right after, and then you do the attempted murder, right? So you're just going to go chronologically. You can do bullet points if it's easier, concise, easy, bing, bang, boom, and they're out. A lot of the times, and I think we're going to touch on this a lot more in character, we've been kind of pushing for, but it's finally we're able to kind of talk about it with everybody here regarding how we arrest people.
Yeah, I hate that
One of the
weather. It's like,
things
oh,
we've-
yes, I know,
we've
no, it's
had
fucking
a
raining again.
back and forth on is whether, as a cop, you arrest with PC or you need something more. Now, there is a distinction between bringing them down in the cells and charging them with
next 2 days,
with
20 and
charges.
sunny. Let me have a look.
So, of course,
Let
you
me
have
have a
PC,
look.
and bring them down to cells. Now, but
Weather up.
I
It
think
says
one
it's
of the
going up to
things
be
that is really
25 today and 20
that
tomorrow.
can be really
but
good
it's
to
8%.
remember in general. Now,
55%
this doesn't always
showers
work.
tomorrow
If
and
there's
50%
laws
on
that you want to
Monday.
change, if
But it's
there's
dropping temperature really,
you know, there's some
really,
history going on with
really
you and
well.
that person or whatever, then RP calls for it. Fine. But one of the
Our weather's
philosophies
very
that
much
I
the
always
same
did
then, but we're 25
that helps both
Celsius.
speed up DOJ processes.
These changes are great.
Alleviates maybe
Way
asinine
better.
bench trials and etc. Is you charge what you can prove, not just I have PC, throw them in jail, right?
Metric's
Because
the way to go.
if you do it
I
that
never
way,
understood the freedom
you'll
units
avoid
of
going to court
Fahrenheit.
when you really hate it.
Nobody
Go to
except
court when
you guys
want
use
to go to
them.
court, and everybody, and it'll unclog a lot of the DOJ kind of system with some stuff, and it won't piss off as many people, I guess.
Don't forget Rowdy and Fox.
That's
were in
another
the
thing we
same
want to
RV
kind
last night.
of use as a
Ooh, she getting the warm
philosophy. I guess it kind of
fuzzies.
goes with quality over quantity, right?
Yeah, you guys are a bit chillier out
Think
that
about
way.
that. We're going to be doing and practicing processing in the once
so
we start.
Fox and Rowdy shared an RV
The
last night. But did
modules?
anything happen? Because she had third-degree burns on her legs and a fucking, you know, head wound.
Does anybody have any like actual questions about that before we go?
It does. It's so much better. Like even like when I went to
Fantastic.
America and everyone was like, oh, how many
You're
like
at the
miles
meeting on
per
Tuesday, we're gonna
gallon?
talk
And I'm
about it
like,
a
what the
little
fuck
more.
is that in liters
I
per
will
100,
probably
man?
Take a few questions. We'll see.
Like
Anyway,
over here, it's just
now we're
like,
gonna move on.
oh,
Metzger's gonna
5 liters
actually
gets
teach
you
you how to
this
be a
much.
cop because I'm
10
not good
liters
at it.
I don't even know.
Never has been.
Metzger still has
I'm
his
Ver.
face.
I didn't introduce myself at the start. I play Metzger. I know most of the older folks around here, the old people. Don't know most of the new ones. I am a law enforcement officer, so I'm kind of going to teach the how to do your job piece. The really simple stuff. It's the dry stuff, but it's the most important stuff. Can everybody hear me, by the way?
You might need a mumble bear.
Yeah.
I can hear him fine.
I'm yelling.
I can hear you. I can hear you. Good. You're good.
All right, so Occam's kind of talked about what's behind me on the screen.
Okay, now you're not using the mic.
I am.
Yeah.
Better?
Yeah, that's
Better.
better. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, so Occam's talked about what's on the screen behind me. Basically, I just wanted to put this up here. It's kind of a visual representation for those of you who need a picture to see. We work in probable cause for law enforcement stuff, which is pretty much the 50-yard line in sports, or the half field. What Occam's was talking about is basically a touchdown or whatever for whatever sport you want to think of. It's beyond a reasonable doubt. Everything in the middle,
Oh, no,
preponderance
thank you,
and
no,
clear
thank you, no,
convincing
thank you, no,
evidence
thank
is
you. I
like
hate
civil
hot
stuff.
weather.
So
Hate
just
it.
understand that we
I'm gonna
kind of
cold
work in
weather
that
any day.
51% proof area to get somebody arrested. All right, so moving on, I think we're on slide 26. Try to follow along. I'll have Ayub and them put the slides up here while we're going along, but just try to pay attention. This is the bread and butter of basically being a cop.
I just love cold weather.
Ayub
You know, I
or
can wear my
Logic, can you
hoodies
put
and
the first
stuff.
slide up?
Whereas like now I'm wearing my hoodie, but I have to have the aircon on. Oh God.
So while they're doing that, yep, there it is. We as cops pretty much work primarily in the Fourth Amendment. I'm going to speak in general terms, like U.S. law. I know Occam's touched on it. We have case law in the city, but if you hear me saying a case law or something that's U.S. law related, just understand I'm also referencing the specific ONX case law or whatever ruling we have in the city. So we work primarily in the Fourth
Yeah,
Amendment,
bigger number makes things more impressive.
which
Only
is
as
pretty
I
much
want
the
to walk
protection
to
against
universe.
unreasonable search and seizures by the government.
There's fucking losers out
And
there on the
basically what that
wall.
establishes
Guys, I'm
is,
reporting
other than the
Cascadia
unreasonable
for
search
being in
and
a
seizure,
Twitch
that
chat
it
while in
establishes that
game.
we have to have probable cause or
Reporting,
warrant
reporting.
in order to
He's
search
gonna
or
get
seize
fucking
somebody.
banned.
All right, so pretty much everything that we do as cops, detentions, arrests, searches, use of force, everything falls under the Fourth Amendment. And something else the Fourth Amendment establishes is a reasonable
what's Cass's
expectation of
state
privacy.
Cass, what's your state ID?
Basically, what that means is that everybody is entitled to an expectation of privacy That kind
Okay,
of depends on the place or location. So a person's home, for instance, there's a much higher expectation of privacy
2775.
than there is in somebody's car. Another example would be your blood. This one's primarily for like DUI or drug testing. Pretty much always requires a search warrant to get. So just understand
It's
that.
gonna give him 10 balls of shit.
Go on to the next slide, please.
Yep.
You want to talk about the thread you just started too?
Oh yeah, hey. Obviously, if you have questions, because this is going to be a lot, your first port of call will be your instructors and your groups. But if you want another chill
burger.
place to ask questions, I also opened up a thread on Discord in the PD general chat, and an instructor will also be there to look for an options. All right.
Okay, so next slide. We're going to talk about seizing somebody first. Okay, so we have two ways that we typically infringe on somebody's Fourth Amendment right. The first one's detention, and a detention is just a temporary restriction of somebody's liberty, which we typically do for an investigation.
16476.
And it only requires reasonable suspicion.
16.
Reasonable suspicion is the lowest burden of, I shouldn't say burden of proof, but the lowest level on that football field diagram I showed. Reasonable suspicion is basically just more than a hunch that a crime has been, is being, or will be committed, and it's a reasonable belief based on the facts and circumstances. This can be a lot of things. You could have a 911 call that basically this person's doing X, they're leaving the scene in this vehicle, you see them leaving, and that basically grants you reasonable suspicion to pull them over and conduct a traffic stop to investigate. Or you show up on the scene of a call, whatever the call may be. Everybody on the scene is at that point a suspect. You can detain them in order to conduct your investigation. The tricky thing about detainment,
Yeah, the UK's even weirder. You guys fucking mix and match
and these are the
everything.
bullet points listed below detention, is that you can only
How many chip butties is
the
that?
detention of somebody as long as you have reasonable suspicion to support it. Going back
Oh,
to
it's
the
about
example
500
of,
mils.
coming
Oh,
up onto
what's
a
that in a
scene
can
of
of
a
mushy
call,
peas size?
As soon as you determine that somebody is not involved or isn't a suspect or is basically no use to you, you pretty much have to let them go. When you detain somebody, you can ask them to provide their identification, and this is so you can run background checks or run them through dispatch. Primarily so you can determine if they're a threat to you. You can log them, basically that they were on the scene, and then you can check if they have any wants or warrants. Typically, somebody who's attempting to leave or resist the detention that you're trying to impart on them, that could be considered grounds for arrest. I think here it is simply obstruction.
Unless it's a pint of
every
milk
state,
or
everywhere in
beer.
the
See,
country
here
has
we
different
have
laws
liters
for
of
this,
milk.
but
Like
it can
1
be
liter,
considered
1.5
obstruction.
liter. The only pint that I ever know is like a pint of beer. The only time you'll ever hear me say pint is beer.
When you have somebody detained, you don't always have to place them in physical restraints, aka handcuffs. And typically we would do something like that if we believe they are a danger to themselves, they're a flight risk, things like that. In addition to that, and we can kind of talk about the case law here, colloquially it's known as a Terry frisk. In the city it's known as the State versus Marcus grant. When you have somebody detained, you can conduct a frisk of them if you have probable cause to believe, reasonable suspicion to believe that they may be armed and dangerous, as well as that you
Oh
have
my God, the
reasonable
gallon
suspicion that
stuff
they
really
have
freaks
are
me
or
out.
will commit a crime. Additionally, in the very bottom bullet here, unique to kind of the city, it's not so much a real life thing, you can GSR to somebody that's detained if the crime that you're investigating relates to the discharge of a firearm. So something like a robbery, shots fired call, whatever it is. Okay, so that's detention and reasonable suspicion. If you have any questions as we go, I know I brought it up, put them in the thread, and that way I'm looking at it at the same time, I can kind of stop and I can kind of answer it as we go. Next slide, please. Slide 24. we're going to start talking about arresting somebody now. So, an arrest is taking somebody into custody based on probable cause. All right, so right now on the football field, we've established that we're going from RS to probable cause. We can arrest them. Probable cause is just, it's pretty much the same as reasonable suspicion, except a little further. And it's the logical belief supported by facts and circumstances that a crime has, is, or will be committed. So when we're arresting somebody, we want to take them into custody with the least amount of force possible, i.e. we want to get them into handcuffs. The best thing, and this goes back to what Mantis was talking about, we want to avoid having to use force, and we want to attempt to talk somebody into handcuffs. I'm going to kind of like knock on my desk here, talk somebody into handcuffs. It's the best thing you could possibly do. I'm not saying there's not a time and a place to be a dick. There's definitely a time and a place to tell somebody that, you know, if they don't listen, you're gonna do X, Y, and Z.
Oh, this fucking ant
Try
trying to get into my milky brain.
Keep it as de-escalated as possible and talk somebody into handcuffs. When you do arrest somebody, make sure, and as reasonably soon as possible, you alert them to why they're being arrested. I.e., hey, I'm arresting you. You're placed under arrest this time for battery or
I feel
whatever.
like I should be a cadet in this academy. That's
that
some
way
shit
they're
where
not
I'm
sitting
like,
there
I
like
forgot about that.
doing the for what thing for an hour. When you arrest somebody, we open some more doors for searching and seizing contraband. So things
These
that
fuckers
weren't
are all
used in
just talking
commission of crime, it's on
TwitchCon.
here as a bullet point, and I think most of you know. Anything that's not illegal to have, they're going to have that seized, and we can talk more about that when we're booking people. And then the arresting officer is responsible for whoever the person is that's in custody. So if they're injured, this is kind of common sense. The officer needs to ensure their aid is rendered, and that if they need EMS or to go to the hospital, whatever, that happens. And then that AO is also responsible for ensuring they make it to the police station, whatever station you're using, in a timely and efficient manner for booking. I'm going to caveat here, because I know Mantis is going to lose his mind when it gets brought up. If you are transporting somebody to a jail from a scene or whatever, do not run Code 3. And I know we're going to talk about Code 3 in a little bit, but do not run lights and sirens, please. Unless there's an active threat to somebody, you should pretty much be going Code 1, which means you're obeying all the traffic laws. Slide, please.
I think code 2 if you're transporting
Okay,
people.
we're going to start talking about searches.
You don't
we
want to
kind
run
of
the
hit on
risk
it
of like
with
getting
arresting somebody and probable cause. Probable cause allows you to search an individual.
interviewing.
It also allows you to search a property. So we'll talk about person searches first. I think Ayub's having some
There's
trouble.
gonna be a lot of criminals pissed about that. They'll be like, "Oh my god, get us a station." It's like, well, don't commit a crime. Don't be illegal.
It's hard. Technology's hard. Oh, there we go.
You need a clicker, that's what you need. You know those presentation
Oh my god.
That's a lot of blood.
Okay. All right. So person searches. Ooh, beautiful. Thank you. Hello. Tori? Okay. So person searches. All right. So when we talk about searches, pretty much anytime we want to search something, the easiest way to search something is to get consent. Consent is the best way to search something, a person, a property, a vehicle, whatever. However, let's just being realistic, most people aren't going to say
trying to get a boop.
Yes when you ask them to do that. So for searching a person outside of consent, we can do search incident to arrest.
She's not going to boot me.
AKA, you've just arrested them. You may now search the person and
Claws
seize contraband,
in my
etc.,
leg.
because they can't
Claws
bring
in
it into
my
jail.
leg.
Another
Oh,
way
my
you can search
lord.
somebody is a search warrant. Pretty self-explanatory. That would be for something
Fuck!
like blood,
Cashmere,
evidence of a
your
crime,
claws are so
etc.
sharp.
And then we already touched on it. Terry frisk. It's not a search, but it might lead to a search. And it kind of says it up there. When you conduct a Terry frisk of somebody, if you feel, also known as plain touch or plain feel doctrine, if you feel a weapon or you frisk them and you feel
I
contraband,
think he did that a
you're
few
allowed
slides
to remove it
ago.
from their person.
Maybe.
Okay, moving on to property. So same
He
thing with
touched
property.
on detainment.
Consent is the way to
Basically,
go.
if you got
However,
RS, it's
if you can't get
detainment.
consent, obviously you need a search warrant. We'll talk about exigent circumstances in a little bit. And then we can also do protective sweeps. So when you're doing a search warrant or you're in a building for something, we have RS that other people might be in a building, a property location. We can basically search anywhere somebody can hide. So if you're in a house arresting somebody and they're in like the front room when you come in, you can clear the rest of the house, no problem, to make sure it's safe for officers and everybody on scene. And then the very last one, and this one's hard because of the mechanics of GTA, is plain view. So if you see something that's illegal, you pretty much can seize it and make an arrest off that.
This is why I think that when people do handoffs, you know, like the drug handoffs, they should actually be handing off like a little baggie of some
you can
sort.
basically seize it, and then secure it and
Like,
get a search warrant to expand
you know,
that search.
the suspicious activities
moving
when they're
on.
handing
Next
over to a
slide,
local. There
please,
should be
Ayub.
something physically in their hand. Like a bag of some
If
sort,
Ayub
even
was
if it's
really
a brown
good at
bag.
this, you just stay up here. Finally, the most
me to just stay here.
the most relevant one here is going to be vehicle searches. So, consent, obviously, best thing. It's sexy. If you can't get consent, get a search warrant. And if you don't have a search warrant, there's a couple other ways to do this. Search incident to arrest always applies. Thankfully, here we don't have stupid laws that mean you can only search for the evidence of a crime. You can pretty much search a vehicle anytime you arrest somebody. Grabmeyer doctrine, also known colloquially as Carroll doctrine. Basically, if you have probable cause that a vehicle contains contraband, aka something illegal, and you have evidence or evidence, and the vehicle's readily mobile, aka it can drive, you can search the vehicle for the areas where that contraband may be found.
Man, they're so sharp.
Likewise, and this is very big with vehicles, plain view and plain smell comes in here. I don't even want to talk about state versus lay because it's the dumbest. Basically, if you smell something that's illegal, like, I don't know, drugs, you typically then have probable cause to act on that.
Sniff.
And then
don't
inventory
smell
searching
people.
for impounds. All right, this is a touchy subject, but if you're going to tow or impound a vehicle, you may search the vehicle in order to inventory it so nothing gets lost and we don't get sued for it. I will caveat this. If you impound a vehicle because you know something is in there that's a crime or contraband, and you're only impounding it so you can find that, shame on you. You're going against the spirit of the law and you're borderline being illegal. Okay. Please. We're going to talk about exigency, which is this is where things get fun, and most of you probably understand this to some degree, particularly Hot Pursuit. So we have a lot of exceptions to search and seizure that are based off emergency circumstances. We're police, we're first responders, we get to go a lot of places because of the calls we're on. So the 4 exigent circumstances are pretty much preventing harm or injury to ourselves or another person, preventing the loss of evidence of a criminal offense, preventing the escape of a suspect, or hot pursuit. So for the first 3, you just need probable cause to believe there's danger to people or loss of evidence. And for hot pursuit, you just need to have probable cause that the person you're chasing committed a crime. And if you're chasing them, there's probably already probable cause. And then on top of this, it requires that another law enforcement officer, a reasonable law enforcement officer, would act the same way. And in this case, if somebody so we'll use hot pursuit as an example. They run into a building and you're chasing them, you can also run into the building. And if you see a bunch of drugs in that building while you're there, it's completely legal and you can act on it after the fact.
A lot of slides, yeah.
And kind of like the bottom says, if that's a situation, excuse me, if there's a situation like this where you're using exigency.
Is he dying?
Sorry, I'm dying. Get a search warrant and then secure the building. Get a search warrant. It's the safest thing to do.
Is that Mexi?
Slide, please, Ayub. And finally, the last one's going to be, this is also exigent circumstances. It's just called emergency aid. This one is going to be a big one for phone calls and dispatch calls, etc. that come in. Basically, we can go into a building to save people. That's basically what this says. So if there's a fire, a welfare check, somebody thinks somebody's hurt, there's a fight in progress, a domestic disturbance, there's a door that's just open, Pretty much anything that would be considered an emergency, and we have reasonable belief that somebody's inside and needs assistance, we can go in there
it's
without a warrant.
What's going on here?
For
We
like
discover something in
it's
there.
not like
We
Japan
can secure
or
and get a
another-
search warrant.
Like Europe.
A good example of this is
What am I missing?
call hang up. Let's just say somebody's, calling
It's not the
911,
worst thing
they're in a
ever, but
building,
it's not updated. It is dog shit in comparison, but it
It's
works.
gonna smell like piss.
couple or something like a
know?
domestic
Oh my
situation.
God, hi,
I still
Chad.
would like to
Somebody's like, "Oh, you
hear
can't come in
the
my place, get outta
Planet
here."
Fitness story, please.
That's not how that works.
Oh, God.
Somebody's
I
like,
just
"Sorry,
wanna
I
turn my
need to go
radio
in and make
down
sure
on
everybody's
these
okay."
As long as it's not Denny's.
Just
That's very niche.
Look.
Just an example.
Oh,
And then
there's a raccoon on the
for all the
head.
people who like dead bodies,
Going.
when you're going to something
You
where
can
there's
just
a
walk
dead
away
body,
from him talking.
there's no rush because the
I
person
don't
want
want
to
do that.
I'll just be very blunt.
3 days,
They're
5
not going
hours,
anywhere,
8
they're not
minutes.
getting-
That's how long it
they're
would take you to
not
get
gonna
from
die.
a
They're
train.
And I could sleep
How many stops
during the
is
whole
that?
time.
Secure it and get a search
Let me
warrant to
check
make
one.
sure
Two
you're
The one that I
transfers.
saw was 2 train. Like you have to get on 2
Yeah, 2
separate trains.
transfers.
Now, if it's their
this?
property and they're dead,
I think that's fine.
Transfers.
Because you
Fun
can
though.
get a sleep the sleep one.
How
Yeah,
long
you
is
can
the
get a
consider
layover?
all that when you're doing
Like
this.
the Harry Potter cabbage, right? Cabbage?
Yeah.
Carrot.
Freaking
Not
weird.
cabbage.
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 There's a lot.
A cabbage,
here,
Harry
so
Potter
what I will
cabbage.
We can
say
get sorted.
From my experience is
We can do
this.
Harry
This
Potter
is
or Pee on the
fucking
Train.
Trolley
sick.
comes by, Jet, and we're like, I like a
Oh my
chocolate
God.
frog.
Holy shit, I love these. This is
Oh my
so
God, they're
sick.
amazing.
Daybase.
We're getting ready for groups.
Oh my God.
I know you guys are T-circling.
I don't like my group. I'm moving.
Because I was when I first started doing this as well.
But I'm eating right now.
We started
You
our
always
group.
want
can't move.
to be asking yourselves, do we have a gun?
That one looks scary with its eyes.
Where do I have reasonable
Weird.
suspicion?
I like the eyes. I can take them off.
Ugh, can we switch
Wait,
group?
Jet, you're going to San Diego, right?
She's claiming she is.
Yes.
Can
I'm
I
like,
take my eyes off for you?
Welcome to the conversation.
It's literally about us
Hold on, let me take them off.
This is the foundation.
This is easy for me. I just have to.
Everything else we do, and if you can't get this right, people like
that?
Occam's or the lawyers like Franklin DuPont are going to have a lot of fun in court because
A raccoon
you
is
just
like
failed
this
at your
size normally?
I'll know this time.
job. Are there any questions about anything else?
Are they
I really
actually?
do anything. I think. Miles
Seen the
Raccoons can
bucket,
get to
I've
this
not
size.
seen the shoe.
Way smaller than this, but they can get to this size.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, I got a hotel room.
Imagine if they had collision, they made like a
Big
bang
mistake.
every time you hit each other. You gotta get a soundboard clip of a really loud bucket banging.
I think
Nope, not yet.
it's TBD.
Oh,
Isn't that right, sophomore? It's TBD.
It's TBT. What is this?
So,
Where'd my shoes
due
go,
to
That's
the
so
animal
good.
skeleton not being able to be scaled up and down,
You
do live there.
Yeah.
Canister had to make it this big.
Depends on moving, so that's what I'm
What are we
It's
doing,
just humane
guys?
labs. They've just been to the humane labs.
Okay. So
Subscribe. Come on, guys. Let's everyone drop a 5 bomb in chat.
Thanks,
3,
man.
I think most of you guys should know who your groups are.
Holy
Holy shit!
shit.
Split everybody up.
Boom,
It's right on the board by me. I'm gonna give some real quick caveats to kind of what Mantis was talking about earlier. Anybody who's been through an academy before, it used to kind of go really crazy really fast, and that's not what's going to happen here today. What the calls you guys are
I'm in
about to go
group
through, which I think there's a
3.
firearm, deadly weapon, gunshots, and a carjacking. Right now, the plan
Everyone wants
is
to be in
for you
group
guys to be
6.
partnered up within your groups. So one of you is a primary and secondary officer, so you have somebody else to rely on. All the scenarios are meant to be winnable.
We need to get
is that
Rain
you're
into
gonna
group
talk
8.
people, preferably, potentially into handcuffs. Okay. Should be no use of force. Doesn't mean don't think
2,000.
tactically and
Get
position
back.
yourselves appropriately. But the whole point of this
I feel like
for your leak yet?
Oh yeah.
You literally know what.
Oh, which group you staying with?
Apparently I'm in group 3, but I don't
So
fucking...
don't panic. This
Someone
is
tell
about
us the
learning.
story.
Oh, not academy
It's a
group. I'm
story
talking
for around the
TwitchCon group.
campfire.
Oh,
in
fuck, I
San
don't
Diego.
know. Sophomore and shit.
I found.
Sophomore then? Okay.
I I recommend that we get like 2 houses on the same street.
That's what I was
Yep.
thinking.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
All fit, yeah.
100%.
Where's
I mean,
the?
Can we
We should make
find
sure that they
houses
build
on
them.
this?
Well,
Yeah,
where's this
well.
big ass house that you're looking at?
I found 2 houses on the street that sophomore stayed on.
I don't know if we should
Mass.
probably say where it is.
Okay, well,
I'm not gonna say.
DM,
It's in
DM.
It's in San Diego,
What's up?
guys.
We're
It's
getting
in
into our
San Diego.
groups.
I'm just gonna put these.
That big ass house is probably a no because it's fucking super expensive.
like
and,
How much
Yeah,
is super
Shitty
expensive?
Bavaria.
How much is super expensive?
$20,000.
That's super expensive.
20 people is one grand.
Never mind.
That's a lot of money.
That's like 20 people going though.
Well, more than a house.
Come on. See, Eleanor's thinking.
Buy
So-
a house. Actually.
Act on it,
Do you-
right?
Why don't we just rent a house for a
Until
month? It's
you
probably
can
cheaper.
figure out if it's something you should know or not.
Fucking
Look,
ballers.
I'm literally begging for money on the internet.
Best
right
advice.
now. I don't know what you think.
Roleplay.
I'm literally playing
Sure we
pretend
can help
begging
you
for
out.
money on the. What? What'd you say?
Guys,
I'm
like
sure we
and
can help you
subscribe
out.
to
Throw some toe
Sophomore.
pics.
Drop some
Yeah, just-
subs.
Come on,
I've been
guys.
thinking about
1,000
that.
subs.
We already did this.
Drop the
You think someone would buy
20
my?
gifted subs. 20 gifted
Give
subs.
the
You think
donuts.
someone would buy my feet pics?
It's searching things.
I would.
If
Because
you do
can,
drive up,
quote, see it. That makes sense. It would be like, think of somebody leaving scenes down.
So I'm basically
right?
in a group